Inter Milan is one of the biggest Italian clubs in football. But last season, they got embarrassed by PSG in the UCL final. So today, I will be taking over Inter Milan with new transfers such as Peter Sucic and Luis Enrique to try and win Inter Milan the Champions League and make them the world's best team. And so far this season, Inter have made 3 signings so far. A 76 rated Zawelski, a 73 rated Peter Sucic, and a 76 rated Luis Enrique. And as exciting as these players are, they are not good enough for the starting 11, and this team is not good enough to win the Champions League, especially due to all of their ages. And with only 76 million to spend this season, we're gonna have to sell a lot of players, specifically the older players, and maybe even sell some superstars to grow this team to eventually win the Champions League. But before we sell players and sign superstars, we must make our debut in the first day of the Serie A season against Genoa. And now Mkhitaryan gives it to Lautaro Martinez. First goal of the Serie A season, and it goes in. We go 1-0 up against Genoa, thanks to our captain. And now it's Nicolo Barella on the ball with a through ball into Lautaro Martinez. And here comes Lautaro looking to make it 2-0. Lautaro comes back inside with the finesse, and it goes in. Beautiful bottom corner finish. He gets his second. And now in the second half, it's Hakan gives it to Mkhitaryan, who finds Lautaro Martinez for his hat trick, and it goes in. Lautaro is back to his best. And now with Marcus Thuram back into Lautaro Martinez, who gives it into Marcus Thuram to get a goal of his own to make it 4-0. And this game is over. We have dominated on our Serie A debut. We win our first game in the Serie A as Lautaro collects his match ball. However, don't be surprised if I have to listen to offers for Lautaro Martinez and Bastoni, as we need to make a lot of money to sign superstars. These are all the players that are going in the transfer list. A lot of these players are starters, but they're above the age of 32 and have no space. And we have successfully sold everybody in the transfer list, making a lot of money. But as you can see, we have also made the huge decision of selling Lautaro for 150 million pounds. I know he's a fan favorite, but we now have 289 million pounds thanks to him. But it's time to kick off a new era at Inter Milan, as this is the brand new formation. Let's go ahead and make some superstar signings. And the first player we are signing is a Lautaro replacement in Jonathan David for 48 million plus Taremi. Yes, a huge downgrade in terms of overall, but trust me, this is the best to eventually win the UCL in 2-3 seasons time. And up next, we're signing the biggest transfer we could make, and that is 68 million for Arda Güler, 79 overall. Bags of potential. He's gonna be the new creative outlet in this team. And the third player we are signing is Ederson from Atalanta, a straight swap deal from Çalhanoğlu, who I tried to sell, but his deal went down, so I took advantage of this swap deal. An 81 overall center midfielder with bags of potential as well is a great signing. And up next, for 56.5 million, we have signed the Argentinian center back in Christian Romero. This is a very great signing, middle age in his prime, and is already an 83 overall. And the second to last signing we're making is a backup striker, and yes, that is Marcus Rashford. And I'm sure off the bench as a super sub, he'll score bags of goals. And the last player we're bringing in for our last 72 million, we are bringing in an 88 rated Jan Oblak. Jan Sommer is going to start to go down this season, so we need somebody a little bit younger to replace him. And this is what the brand new team is looking like. Yes, it looks a lot weaker, but it's definitely a lot younger. And to be honest, I don't think this team is anywhere near the Champions League, let alone the Serie A. So the goal for this season is just to win the Copa Italia. Let's get Inter back into winning trophies. But it's time to see how good this team really is, as we're in the round of 16 of the Copa Italia versus Juventus. Already a tough tie. And now it's Benjamin Pavard on the ball, gives it to Marcus Thuram. Here come Inter Milan, first attack of the game, gives it to Jonathan David, who is now wearing that number 10. Jonathan David with a finish, and it goes wide. Unlucky from Jonathan. And now it's Denzel Dumfries on the ball, cuts inside, gives it to Arda Güler, who sends a beautiful through ball into Marcus Thuram. Thuram cuts back, gives it to Jonathan David with a finish, and no, once again, he misses. Come on, David. Arda Güler picks up the ball once again, playmaking like a genius right now. Thuram gives it to Jonathan David, who's lacking some goals here today with a finish, and this time it goes in. David doesn't give up, and we go 1-0 up in this Copa Italia round of 16 tie. And now here comes Arda Güler looking to make it 2-0 in this first half, gives it through ball into Jonathan David with another finish, and it goes in. That's his second of the game. Arda Güler with another brilliant ball. But here come Juventus. It's Thuram on the ball with a shot from outside the box. Oblak makes a brilliant save. And now Federico Di Marco gives it to Arda Güler, who sends a through ball into David. David back into Thuram. Marcus Thuram back into Jonathan David, who's searching for his hat trick with a finish, and it goes in. That's 3 in the Copa Italia round of 16. We're going to the next round. And the referee blows the whistle. David picks up his match ball. Who are we facing next? And now up next in the quarterfinals, we have Torino. This should be an easier game than the Juventus one. And now Federico Di Marco on the ball, gives it to Arda Güler with a brilliant through ball into Jonathan David. He was even off screen. Jonathan David with a finish, and it goes in. 1-0 already. What is the Torino defense doing? Yo, Arda Güler is nasty with these passes. And as Federico Di Marco gives it to Marcus Thuram. And Thuram gets the ball, gives it back into Federico. Federico gives it to Güler. Güler into Jonathan David again. It goes wide. And now it's Marcus Thuram on the ball looking for a run. He does find Arda Güler. Arda Güler sends a through ball into Jonathan David with the finish. It's 2-0 in 20 minutes. We're going to the semifinals. And now Federico Di Marco gives it to Marcus Rashford with a finish off the bench. Rashford gets his goal as well. 3-0. And now Jonathan David gives it into Arda Güler. We're looking to make a statement in this Copa Italia quarterfinal. Enrique gives it to Rashford. Marcus Rashford comes to his right with a finish. It goes in. 4-0. This game is over. As the ref blows the whistle, let's see who we're facing in the semis. And in the semifinals, we are facing Napoli, but they are 2 legs. So let's simulate the first leg. We simulate the first, and we play the second. And it's gonna be a 3-0 loss. We're gonna have to come back in the second leg. But it's now time for the second leg. 3-0 down. We must score at least 3 goals to move on to extra time. As Denzel Dumfries on the ball gives it to Arda Güler with a brilliant through ball into Jonathan David, already to go 1-0 up. And it's a brilliant attack from the first 2 minutes of the game. David makes it 1-0. But here come Napoli. It's a great tackle from Romero. Dumfries gives it all the way to Thuram, who finds Arda Güler. Güler with a through ball into Marcus Thuram. And here come Inter Milan to already get a second. Jonathan David cuts to his left foot with a finesse, but it's a brilliant save from the keeper. And here come Napoli. It's Billy Gilmore on the ball. Bastoni wins the ball back, but gives it away to Simeone. And it's 4-1. We're down by 3 again, man. Come on, Bastoni. As Arda Güler on the ball. Thank God it's still early, but we need plenty of goals here in order to at least draw the game. Dumfries gives it to David. He lays it out back into Arda Güler. Arda Güler sends a through ball into Jonathan David, who cuts back, gives it into Arda with a finish, but no, it's a horrible finish. But here comes Simeone for Napoli once again. We cannot concede again, and we do. 5-1. We need 4 goals. This is not good. And now it's Arda Güler from kickout, gives it to Edison, who finds Marcus Thuram, takes a touch, beats the defender, and it goes in. That's another goal that we do not have to score later. 5-2 in aggregate. Let's go. But here come Napoli. 1 more goal and this game is all over. It'd be impossible. Ederson wins the ball back, gives it into Arda Güler, and now it's Arda Güler looking for a through ball. He finds Sir Marcus Rashford, who gives it to Jonathan David. David squares it back into Arda. Can he finish it? And it's 5-3. Come on, get the ball. 2 more goals and this game is equal. And now Barella gives it to Luis Enrique, who we have brought on over Denzel Dumfries. A little bit controversial decision, but it's still Luis Enrique with the cross in into Rashford with the bicycle kick. No, come on, Rashford. But here come Napoli in the 73rd minute. It's getting late. We still need 2 goals. We win the ball back. Romero gives it into David. David into Rashford. Rashford into Arda Güler. We need a through ball, a nasty one. And now Jonathan David through on goal. 1v1 with a finish. It's 5-4. 1 more goal is all we need, and we would have at least drawn the game. But here comes Napoli. Great tackle from Pavard, but we lose it once again. Bastoni get back. It's a shot. It goes wide. We dodge bullets there. It falls into Romero, who gives it to Nico Varela. 1 more goal is we need. 5 minutes left to go, I believe. Arda Güler is looking for a run here. He gives it into Rashford. Rashford takes a touch. Has a finish here. Far post. And it goes in. Rashford, in the last 5 minutes of the game, makes it 5-5. But here we come on extra time. Arda Güler with a brilliant through ball into Jonathan David. Can we take the lead for the first time in this tie? Back into Rashford. It falls into Arda Güler with a finish. And it goes in. For the first time in 2 legs, we take the lead against Napoli. And now it's Luis Enrique on the ball in the second half of extra time. Can we finish off this game? Luis Enrique comes back, gives it to Rashford with a finish, and it goes in. It's all over. We're going to the Copa Italia final. What a game. And the game comes to an end. 7-2, the biggest scoreline I've ever seen on a Copa Italia game. And in the Copa Italia final, we're in for a banger as we're facing AS Roma. But it's time for the Copa Italia final. Inter Milan bought 3 trophies last season. Let's win the first one to kickstart our journey to winning the Champions League eventually. But unlike the semi-final against Napoli, it was a boring game, and now we face Roma in a penalty shootout. And to take the first penalty is new striker Jonathan David, who's had an incredible season. As of right now, top right, it almost went out. I low-key freaked out there. Lorenzo Pellegrini, the captain for AS Roma, goes to the right. All black, guesses the right direction but cannot save it. Nicolo Varela to take the next penalty. Can he go ahead and make it 2-1 here? Goes to the bottom right. It's saved. This is not good. And now it's El Shaarawy. Goes to the left. Ball black. Makes a save. Federico Di Marco to take the next penalty for us. Bottom left. Let's go. 2-1. We take the lead against Roma. And now it's Mats Hummels, the Bayern Munich and Dortmund legend. Goes to the bottom right. 2-2. Roma are still in this. Arda Güler, you better not miss this. You are a dead ball specialist. Top left. Bangs it in. There's no doubt in my mind that he was going to score that. And now Brian Cristiante to take the next penalty to the right. Black makes a save, and now Marcus Thuram scores his penalty, one of the few left from the Inter Milan final, and it goes in. 4-2, we're winning the Copa Italia. And Bastoni lifts the Copa Italia, the first trophy, as we take over Inter Milan. As up next, we're aiming for the Serie A trophy. But sadly, we did not do enough to win the Serie A as Juventus takes the title, but we were very, very close. But Jonathan David did not let me down as he won the Golden Boot, and Thuram was not far off. And Jonathan David actually wins the Player of the Season, as in the Team of the Season, we had a bunch of players. Thuram, Ederson, Di Marco, Pavard, and Dumfries. And this is what the squad is looking like. There has been growth absolutely everywhere. And 44-2 for David is absolutely ridiculous. 26-4 for Thuram, 14-4 for Dumfries, 14-1 for Rashford, 9-12 for Barella, 8-4 for Pavard, 7-17 for Di Marco, and 5-25 for Goulet. If you guys have enjoyed this video so far, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get a 500K by 2026. And we have now arrived at Season 2, and I don't plan on selling anybody. I do have some signings in mind. However, because we are not the biggest club in the world, if clubs like Liverpool, Barca, or Madrid come calling, we might have to sell some of these players. And boys, we have lost 4 starting 11 players to bigger clubs. Jan Oblak and Federico Di Marco have decided to go to Real Madrid. Benjamin Pavard has gone to Chelsea, while Denzel Dumfries has gone to Juventus. We have a huge job in replacing them. However, with 557 million, I don't think we'll have an issue. And the first player I'm bringing in for 66 million, a little bit controversial, an 84 rated Alejandro Garnacho. He was still at Man United, so I had to snap him up because he wants to leave in real life. And up next, we have Gianluigi Donnarumma, who was on his last year of his contract for 180 million. We know he wants to return to Italy, and he has been linked to Inter Milan, so we're gonna take him to the team. And the second to last signing I'm making is Ronald Araujo. Yes, I know he has not been linked to Inter Milan real life, but with Barca fans wanting him out of the club, I could see him joining a club like Inter Milan for 180 million. He is going to be our second best center back here at Inter. And our final signing for 75 million is Mohamed Kudus, other player linked to move away from his current club. I could definitely see him playing for Inter Milan one day. So this is what the brand new side is looking like, as the goal this season is to win the Serie A. And I'm telling you right now, with this team, we better win the league title. And if we want to win the Serie A title, we have to go ahead and beat both teams that will finish above us in the Serie A season, and the first being AC Milan, as we're playing in our first ever Milan derby. And now it's Mohamed Kudus on the ball, gives it into Arda Güler, who gives it back into Kudus. And here he comes through ball into Jonathan David. 1v1. Can he go in and finish? Cuts inside. Goes with a finesse, and it goes wide. Come on, David. And now here comes AC Milan. Mitrovic with a shot. It's a great block by Bastoni, and now it's Alejandro Garnacho. Gives it to Arda Güler. Back into Garnacho, who gives it to Thuram. Thuram into Jonathan David. Can he go in and go through and go? He gives it into Alejandro Garnacho instead, who's running down that wing. Alejandro Garnacho creates something for Inter. Gives it back to Thuram. Thuram into David. David into Arda Güler with a finish. It's a beautiful team goal as we take the lead in the Milan derby. And here comes Rafael Leao. Gives it into Alexander Mitrovic, who gives it to Leao. Brilliant save by Donnarumma again. And now Samuel Chukwueze gives it to Thomas Müller with a shot. Rafael Leao with the block by Romero. Garnacho gives it back into Arda. Arda Güler gives it to Alejandro Garnacho. Here we come on the counter again. Thuram gives it into Jonathan David. It doesn't go through, but yes it does. It's Jonathan David through on goal with the finish, and it's a save by Mainan. And now it's Mohamed Kudus on the ball, gives it to Arda Güler. Arda Güler cuts inside, gives it to Ederson, who finds Jonathan David, takes a turn, has a shot, and it goes in. We beat Mainan for the second time. And now it's Alejandro Garnacho in the second half, gives it to Marcus Thuram. And now Thuram gives it to Alejandro Garnacho. And here comes Garnacho. Knocks it forward with the cross in into David with the header. It's over. It's all over. No, it's offside. Come on, David. But here comes AC Milan on the ball. Ismail Benasser gives it to Mitrovic. Mitrovic lays it up for Luka Modric, and it goes in. With 13 minutes left to go, Milan get a goal back. 6 minutes left to go. We must maintain this lead and maybe even get another. Barella gives it back into Ederson, who gives it into Arda. And here comes Arda Güler through ball into Marcus Rashford. It's still Rashford, falls, and it's going to be a free kick. Arda Güler scores his goal. It's over, and we take a massive lead over AC Milan in the league table. Surely Güler with a shot, and it hits the crossbar and out. And even though we couldn't score another goal, we still pick up the victory, but that was very close. That means facing Juventus is going to be tougher than this. Juventus. And we are now in March of the season, and we're sitting 3 points above Juventus as AC Milan are out of the title race. As tonight, we are facing Juventus in their stadium. If we can go ahead and beat last year's Serie A winners and go 6 points clear, I'm sure we can hold on to the lead and win the Serie A title. And Marcus Thuram has the ball, gives it to Alejandro Garnacho, who finds Arda Güler with a through ball ready to Jonathan David with a finish from there. It's a great save from Pickford. And now it's Alejandro Garnacho on the ball, cuts it side, gives it to Marcus Thuram, who lays it through into Jonathan David with a finish from there, and it goes wide. Come on, David. You have to score that. And now it's Alejandro Garnacho on the ball once again. 10 minutes in, we've already dominated Juventus. It falls into Güler, who gives it into David. It falls into Thuram, a shot. Pickford with another brilliant save. And here comes Kenan Yildiz with a cross in into Thuram. Here comes Kefren Thuram with a finish, and Donnarumma makes his first save of the game. And here comes Juventus on the corner. Alexis Vega on the ball, gives it into Bremer with a finish. Donnarumma keeping us at 0-0. 10 minutes left to go. It's still 0-0. Juventus have been brilliant defensively. We haven't been able to break them down. It's Ederson on the ball, gives it all the way to Garnacho. Garnacho into David. David into Güler. Güler through ball into Sir Marcus Rashford. And that has to be the goal to win us the game and maybe even the Serie A title. I know there's 2 months left, but we're undefeated, and beating Juventus was very crucial to that. And the referee blows the whistle. Is this win enough to win us the Serie A title in 2 months' time? And yes, we have done it. We have won the Serie A title, as in the player of the season was Vlahovic from Juventus. But in the team of the season, we had a couple players like Rashford, Arda Güler, Kudus, Araujo, and Bastoni. I'm really surprised Rashford was in there. And this is what the team is looking like, as we have 3 players at 90 overall, and Barella, Bastoni, and Donnarumma. And 32 goals and 2 assists for Rashford, 26 and 1 for Jonathan David, 15 and 13 for Barella. Marcus Thuram scoring 15 and 2 is not too impressive, I can't lie. 14 and 11 for Kudus, 14 and 23 for Güler, and 6 and 10 for Garnacho. And we are now in season number 3, and I'm actually gonna make a couple sales from this big side because I have other signings I want to make in mind, because our goal this season is to win the Champions League, and some of these players, even with their high rating, are not cut out for it. And these are the 2 players I have decided to sell. Thuram had a horrible season last year at an 88 overall, and Romero, he was pretty decent, but he just didn't grow. I think I need a center back that's better than him in order to win the Champions League. And with 403 million, we should be able to sign a striker, a center back, and maybe even a CDM, as Ederson hasn't grown too much either. And the first player I'm bringing in is an 86 overall Endrick for 160 million. He might be 2 minus overall than Marcus Thuram, but he is a lot quicker and should score a lot more goals. And our second to last signing for 93 million plus Zelensky, we are bringing in an 86 overall Scalvini to play alongside his Italian brother Bastoni. And my final signing is a bit controversial. We are swapping Ederson, and forgive me if I say his name wrong, 80 million for Pavlovic, the guy who plays for Bayern, 86 overall, a lot younger, a lot more defensive, which is what I wanted. And he has bags of potential as well. And this is what the team is looking like for our Champions League campaign. This team is going to win the Champions League, I'm telling you right now. And in the Champions League group stages, we have finished in 2nd place, only behind Arsenal. As in the round of 16, we will be facing Chelsea. That is a tough game to play. But it's time for the first leg. You guys know we always simulate the first leg of every game, and we play the second as it's a 2-1 victory. We may be in the lead, but we have to secure the second leg. And it's time for the second leg. We're only 1 goal up. We must make sure we score 1 or 2 goals to secure a spot in the quarters. And here comes Alejandro Garnacho, 24 minutes in. It's the first attack of the game. A lot of passing in the midfield from both teams. Mohamed Kudus on the ball. Kudus gives it into Arda Güler. Güler through ball into Endrick, who's now 1v1 against the keeper, but it's gonna be a penalty. Let's go. And to take the penalty is Jonathan David. Can he put us 3-1 up in aggregate to the left, and it goes in. Finally, we break down Chelsea. And now it's Mohamed Kudus on the ball, gives it to Jonathan David. David with a through ball into Kudus, and here comes Kudus, gives it to Jonathan David. Back into Arda Güler. Through ball into Endrick with a finesse, and it goes in. 4-1 in aggregate in the first half. I think this game is over. And now it's Alejandro Garnacho, gives it into Arda Güler. We're now in the second half. 1 more goal to finish off this game. Güler into Endrick with a finish. It's all over. Chelsea did not come ready for this second leg, as Endrick scores a second. And the referee blows the whistle. We're going to the quarters, but who are we facing in the next round? And in the quarterfinals, we do have our rivals, AC Milan. Let's see how this first leg goes. I'm hoping we can destroy them, and it's a 4-4 draw. We're going into the second leg, drawing against Milan. But it's now time for the second leg, as Endrick is suspended for this game. Can we go ahead and beat AC Milan and move on to the semis? But the second leg wasn't as entertaining as the first, as we're going to a penalty shootout. But let's see if we can beat our Milan Milan rivals. And to step up to take the first penalty is Pedro Goncalves as he goes to the left-hand side, and Milan take the 1-0 lead here. But Marcus Rashford is a brilliant penalty taker. Did it in the Parc des Princes and does it in the San Siro as it's 1-1. And now it's Christian Pulisic on the ball, goes to the right, and Donnarumma makes a save against his old club. Jonathan David scored the penalty in that Chelsea game, puts it in the bottom left. We take the lead. Let's go. Ismail Benasset. Oh, I smell a miss here as he goes to the right. Okay, you know what? He scored it, to be fair to him. Nicolo Barella, coolest man on the pitch here tonight. Bottom left, bangs it in. We're not missing a penalty today. We have amazing pen takers, Theo Hernandez. And now he goes down the middle. He chips us, but we're still 1 goal up as long as Garnacho scores this. Alejandro Garnacho, the Man United flop, bottom right, has revived his career here at Inter Milan. And now, if Malik Thiaw misses this, we are going to the semifinals. Donnarumma makes a save, and yes, we are. We're going to the semifinals. And in the semifinals, we do have Man City, probably the toughest team we have faced as of yet. And the first leg goes ahead and goes another 2-1 victory. We must secure this victory in the second leg. But it's now time for the second leg. We are 1 goal up in the San Siro. Let's make sure we stay in the lead and win this game. And here comes Erling Braut Haaland, on the ball, gives it into Omar Marmoush. Bastoni's looking for a tackle here. It's Rodri, gives it into Marmoush, back into Ryan Cherki. Donnarumma makes an important save there. But here come Man City. It's Ait Nouri on the ball. We're looking to win it here. It's still Ait Nouri. Ait Nouri gives it into Ryan Cherki. We go for the tackle. It's a brilliant tackle from David. And here comes Erling Braut Haaland 1v1 against Gianluigi Donnarumma. He makes another save. And now it's Alejandro Garnacho, gives it into Arda Güler, back into Sir Bobby Charlton. Sir Bobby Charlton through ball into Jonathan David, looking to cut inside. He shoots with his left and it goes in. It's a 3-1 lead. Donnarumma kept us in the lead and David has extended it. But Erling Haaland picks up the ball once again. Here comes Man City looking to get back in this game. Rafinha gives it back into Haaland and it goes wide. We get so lucky there. But here come Man City. Rafinha gives it into Ait Nouri. Ait Nouri looking for a shot and Donnarumma makes another save. And now it's a cross in from Rafinha and Scalvini wins it back. Can we score off this counter? We give it away though. Rodri into Erling Haaland and it's still Man City putting up the pressure to go ahead and get a goal right before halftime. Gives it to Omar Marmoush. We missed the tackle into Rodri. Donnarumma with a save, but Rodri puts it back in. It's 1-1 now. And we are now in the second half. We're still 1 goal up, but Man City are already on the attack as they have the momentum for scoring right before halftime. Rafinha versus Bastoni. Bastoni, can he win it? No, Haaland wins the ball back and it goes in. It's 3-3. We have bottled the 1-goal lead, or the 2-goal lead we had. And now it's Arda Güler gives it to Alejandro Garnacho, who does find Endrick. And now it's Endrick through ball into Jonathan David. 1v1, he's offside. That was gonna be a goal, man. But here comes Erling Haaland on the ball, looking to make it 4-3. Bastoni misses the tackle. And just like that, City lead this time for the very first time. But here comes Erling Braut Haaland on the ball, gives it back into Omar Marmoush, and it falls into Rodri, and it goes in. We're 2 goals down in the 81st minute. And now it's Endrick on the ball. We need 2 goals in the last 9 minutes through ball into Jonathan David. Can we get the first here? Jonathan David with the finesse, and it goes in. Come on, 2 minutes after conceding. 1 more goal. We need to at least tie it. How did we get to this point? But Man City have a free kick now. It's Omar Marmoush and Rodri stepping up to take it. It's Marmoush with a shot, and it goes in. 87th minute, 6-4. I think we might be out of the Champions League. And now it's Endrick gives it to Jonathan David. Last 2 minutes of the game. Back into Endrick with a finish, and it goes in. I don't think there's enough time. Let's try and win the ball back immediately. 5-3. We're still 1 goal behind in aggregate. Can we win the ball back immediately, please? Somebody win the ball. No, this is not good. Marmoush, Haaland. No, we've lost. We're out of the Champions League in the semifinals. We have bottled it, man. And the season comes to an end as we do win the Serie A trophy again. And Arda Güler is the player of the season. And in the team of the season, we had a bunch of Inter Milan players. Arsenal ended up beating Man City in the UCL. Man, we could have definitely beaten Arsenal. But this is what the team is looking like at the end of the season. I guess we're going to have to go strong next year. And I think next season, we would definitely win the Champions League, even if we don't sign a single player. And here are the stats for the season. 37-2 for David, 27-3 for Rashford, 26-25 for for Guled, 21-2 for Endrick, 11-15 for Pavlovic, 9-13 for Barella, 9-12 for Garnacho, and 6-8 for Kudus. Our wingers were kind of disappointing. And we are now in Season 4, and I skipped the transfer window as we finish in 6th place. Maybe I made a mistake. As in the round of 16, we will be facing Celtic. You know what? That's an easy game. Let's see how the first leg goes. I'm assuming it is going to be a clean sweep against Celtic, and yeah, it's a 5-0 victory. And it's now time for the second leg. We easily won the first leg. We're easily gonna go to the quarterfinals, and there we go. 1-0 victory, surprisingly. And in the quarterfinals, we have PSG. We might have to play this second leg as Kudus is suspended. Let's see how the first leg goes, and it's a 4-1 victory. Never mind. We're probably going straight to the semis. And it's now time for the second leg. I'm very comfortable with a 3-goal lead here. We're simming the second leg, and it's a 2-0 victory. We're going to the semis. And in the semifinals, we have last year's UCL winners. Let's see how the first leg goes. Please give us a draw, at least 4-0. We have destroyed the UCL winners. We're going to the final, surely. And it's now time for the second leg. We're surely not going to lose this game by 4 goals. And it's going to be a 3-0 loss. Oh my days, we were almost knocked out in the simulation. And in the UCL final, we are facing Atletico de Madrid. Can we go in and beat them to win Inter's first UCL since 2010? And these could be the last stats of the video. 35 goals for Endrick, 25-3 for Rashford, 19-17 for Pavlovic, 17-1 for David, 8-11 for Garnacho, 8-19 for Guled. And this could no, Barella suspended for the final. That might be horrible for us, but what I was gonna say, this might be the final team of this entire challenge. But the question is, can we go ahead and do it? This is Inter Milan's 3rd UCL final in the last 10 years, I believe so. We cannot bottle a 3rd one for them. And Davide Fratesi picks up the ball, gives it into Endrick on the ball. Here comes Sir Bobby Charlton. Bobby Charlton gives it to Arda Guled with a through ball into Jonathan David, and it goes in. 5 minutes in, we take a 1-0 lead. Let's go. And we do have a free kick here. Arda Guled is looking to score, as last time he took one, he missed. Arda Guled to make it 2-0. And now it's a brilliant block. Arda Guled on the corner now, crosses it in. Does find Scalvini with the bicycle. It's a brilliant save by Simon. And now it's Julian Alvarez on the ball, looking to make it 1-1 for Atletico. It falls into Moiskin Donnarumma with a brilliant save. And now it's Udogi, gives it into Conor Gallagher. Gallagher with a shot, Scalvini with a brilliant block. And now it's Garnacho. Here we come on the counterattack. It's Arda Guled on the ball, waiting for somebody to run because he's not quick enough. It's still Arda Guled. Okay, maybe he is quick enough. Guled with a through ball all the way into Endrick. Sir Bobby, and it goes in. Arda Guled gets his second assist. It's 2-0 in the UCL final. And now it's Arda Guled on the ball, gives it to Endrick. We are now in the second half. One more goal and this final is over. It's a through ball into David. Lays it up into Guled. It's all over. We have destroyed Atletico de Madrid. And Alessandro Bastoni lifts the Champions League as Inter Milan have finally won the UCL. And yes, we have made Inter Milan the world's best team using new transfers. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to click on the screen to find out how I made Mexico the world's best national team.